Karma and the effects of karma. Well, what I have here is taken from Kurapamalaja Jinrajadasa's First Principles of Theosophy, and this is a book that I highly recommend to all students of Theosophy. And it says in the Christian Bible, "Whatsoever a man soweth, so shall he also reap." It's Galatians 6:7. And although it's talking in terms of one life, it is talking in terms of a law of cause and effect, a balancing act. Now, Theosophy takes that a bit further. We talk in terms of karma working itself out over many lives. That you do something in one life, you may get the possibly the retribution or the benefit, not in the next life, but at some point in the future. Now, Jinrajadasa, in his book, makes an attempt to draw links between behaviour in one life, which obviously generates karma, and the effects of that behaviour in a future life. Now, most people would agree that it's easy to understand karma in terms of if you give out £5 worth of misery, you get £5 worth of misery back. That's a fairly oversimplistic view of karma. Jinrajadasa looked at a broader picture where it's really the way you live your life overall affects the general shape and nature of a future life and your character within that life. He went beyond specific actions. Anyway, start at the top here. Serviceable actions. Now, I take this to mean that you deal with people fairly and you're honest, and that leads to a good environment. Hurtful actions lead to an evil environment. So the general atmosphere in which your life is taking place could, or certainly would, depend on how your general attitude to people and dealing with people in previous lives, and that creates the environment for your next life. Aspirations and desires lead to capacities. Let's assume that your aspirations and desires are positive. These, in a way, you have an aspiration and a desire, and it's fulfilled in a future life. Let's assume that it's they are positive aspirations and desires. Sustained thoughts determine your character, and certainly Theosophists have always believed that you reinforce certain character traits by your attitude and thoughts during your life. As a man thinks, so he becomes. So as you've thought in one life, you tend to become in the next. So you're already working on your character for the next life. Successes lead to enthusiasm in the next life. Nothing wrong with being successful in itself. It's neither good nor bad, but success leads to enthusiasm. Experiences lead to wisdom. Yes, that does make a lot of sense, that you go through something and you're always learning. I think this is the thing about life. Life is a learning process. Karma is a way of teaching you, and experiences lead to wisdom. And I make a clear distinction. And Jinrajadasa actually made a distinction between wisdom and knowledge. Painful experiences lead to conscience in the next life. That's a difficult one, and possibly we all have to go through these in our lives, but this is a teaching process and it leads to conscience in the next life. And the will to serve leads to spirituality, and I take this to mean the concern for both the physical and the spiritual welfare of one's fellow man. And that will lead then on, certainly uplifting to do that, to focus on that during your life, and that will lead to spirituality in a future life.